The True Bride. Once upon a time, in a humble village, there lived a young woman named Clover. Clover symbolizes good omens for faith, hope, love, and luck. While Clover was kind and extremely lovable, she didn't really have much in her favor.
Clover! Where are you?
I'm here, madam.
Were you about to call me mother? You're no daughter of mine. Remember that.
I know. I'm sorry.
Get lunch ready immediately. I'm starving, and I'm craving for an apple pie.
But that will take a lot of...
What?
Nothing. I'll start right away.
You see, she lived with her stepmother, who did everything in her power to make Clover's life miserable.
Here, get this done by evening. I'm throwing a party, and it has to be perfect.
All by myself?
Of course. Why hire help when I have you?
I have a roof over my head, food and clothes. That's more than I can ask for.
Clover always remained quiet and brushed away her troubles. One hot afternoon, the stepmother was irritably trying to cool herself. Clover was picking feathers for stuffing.
This heat, gaw! Clover! How slow you are!
Well, there are a lot of baskets.
Did you just talk back to me?
No,
Very well. Finish all 6 baskets by tonight.
Tonight? How do I...
Find a way, or you get no dinner.
And away she went, leaving behind a most miserable Clover. As the sky turned red, so did Clover's eyes, and many baskets of feathers were remaining.
Oh, how do I get this done? Soon. Please, someone, help me. Hello. Oh, who are you? Just an old nosy woman passing by. I heard you asking for help. May I?
Oh no, you're too kind, but...
Nonsense. Look, why don't you rest for a bit, and I'll take over.
By now, Clover was exhausted. She gave in, rested her head, and was soon fast asleep. The woman whisked her hands around, and in absolutely no time, every single feather was picked and plucked and placed in the baskets.
There. Good night, dear.
After a while, Clover was awoken by the sound of approaching footsteps.
What? Oh no! Huh? Clover! Have you What? The picking is done?
Yes, it's done.
Clover was as astonished as her stepmother, but was careful to conceal it. The stepmother, however, was most annoyed. The next day, the two went to a pond at the side of their house.
Yesterday, you completed your task quite well. Today, you will empty out this entire pond. What? By evening, with this spoon. It has a hole. Since feather picking wasn't much trouble for you, this should be easy. Why are you making me do as you're told, or you'll have no supper for a week?
This is impossible. But you'll leave me hungry. Someone help me.
Well, hello again. We'd rather meet with smiles than tears.
How did you...
Oh, forget the past year. What troubles you this time?
Clover explained her new tasks to the old lady.
Adding your own tears to the pond isn't helping. Why don't you go for a walk and come back later?
But what will...
Don't worry about me. Now go, and promise no peeking.
Clover was simply pushed away. Confused and worried, she wandered away amongst the animals who knew of her kindness.
That woman, she must be a fairy.
She returned to the pond. Only It wasn't there.
The pond! It's all gone! The old woman, too!
Just then, the mean stepmother arrived. Her smug smile vanished, just like the pond had.
And how? Urgh.
Why, of course, with the spoon.
The next day, the now furious stepmother dragged Clover to a huge empty land.
You somehow managed the first 2 tasks. This time, you shall build a palace.
A palace? That's impossible!
Hush! Finish it by tomorrow, or I'll never let you in my house again.
Clover was horrified.
I cannot do this! Dear old woman, please help me!
No tears today? Wonderful!
Oh, kind fairy, thank you for helping me before.
My pleasure. And what's the task this time?
An entire palace to be built by tomorrow.
Bring your stepmother here in the evening, and the palace will be under your orders. Don't let her rule you anymore. Now run along and let me be.
As soon as Clover had left, the old woman magically began lifting the huge boulders into the air and turning them into beautifully carved pillars, statues, and walls.
Let's decorate it. Hi-ya! Woo! There. Now it looks marvelous.
When evening came, Clover returned with her stepmother. They were both surprised at the splendor of the palace.
If there's anything wrong, I shan't go easy on you.
The stepmother inspected every nook and cranny of the palace, but not one thing was out of place. They soon reached the cellar, and here, Clover locked her stepmother inside.
What? Clover! How dare you! Let me out!
No! This is my palace, and everything here works according to me. That includes you.
I will never listen to you.
Either that or you stay in the cellar. You can't treat me like your servant here. It's your choice.
The stepmother knew she had lost her cruel game and meekly apologized. She then left Clover to live in her own house. As the months went by, Clover was happier than she'd ever been. But the palace was humongous, and she sometimes felt lonely.
Oh, hello! How nice and relaxing this place is.
Oh, sorry. Didn't know anyone was here. I'm Prince Seth. Mind if I join you?
No, not at all.
Seth told Clover how he had traveled from the west and was on his way home. I'm so tired. I was just doing a bit of...
Let me guess. Hunting?
What? No! I hate hunting. Cruel sport.
Oh, most princes love hunting. I think it's cruel too.
Clover and Seth started to talk and enjoyed each other's company. They were so like-minded and would meet regularly. And soon, they both decided to marry each other. I must go back and ask for my father's consent. I'll miss you until then.
I'll wait until you return. After all, you are my sun.
My moon. And all the stars.
Promise me you'll never say those words to anyone else.
Seth promised her and left for his kingdom. When he reached his palace, there was a surprise waiting for him.
Seth, you're finally back.
Leela! Princess Leela and Seth had been friends for years. Leela, however, wanted to change that. Leela, it's so nice to see you, but I'm in a hurry.
What? Why?
Seth happily told Leela all about Clover and how he wished to marry her. This troubled Leela deeply, but she thought quickly. We'll talk later.
Wait! Your father's not there. He's gone out. Urgent business. Why don't you join me for some tea?
Oh, okay then. Seth chatted away happily and never once noticed Leela slip a love potion into his tea.
Drink up, or it'll get cold.
The potion made anyone who drank it fall in love with the first person they saw. And that was... Leela. I love you.
Yes!
Weeks passed, and there was no sign of Seth's return. Clover waited desperately for him until one day she heard some devastating news.
Did you hear? Princess Lila is getting married soon. I did. To Prince Seth, right?
What?
Clover was heartbroken and rushed away in tears.
Was our love all a lie?
Moo!
Oh, you sweet young thing.
Clover sat by the gentle calf's side and cried out her troubles to it.
Moo!
Oh, what now? Hello. Crying again, I see. Oh, dear fairy.
Clover told the old woman everything she'd heard about Prince Seth.
I know Prince Seth, and he isn't the kind to behave this way. Seems like a spell is in use.
A spell? Then I must break it.
You can, with the power of your love language.
Our love language, sun, moon, and stars?
Yes, go to him and say those words before him. That and your love will break the spell.
Then I'd better leave right now.
Yes, hurry. Oh, wait. Hi-you!
Clover had hardly blinked and was now standing in a lovely dress which had the radiant sun, the glowing moon, and the sparkle of the stars radiating from it.
There. Now understand this, my dear girl. No matter how low you feel, cry if you must, but don't sit around doing just that. Pick yourself up, dress up, show up, and don't ever give up. Nobody is coming to save you. You've got this.
I've got this.
Clover traveled to Seth's kingdom, which was having a pre-wedding celebration.
Courage, dear heart.
She entered the palace, and everyone looked at her. Seth saw her instantly, and his heart started to pound. Stars? Moon? Ugh! Clover walked to him and looked straight into his eyes. Hello? Are you a guest?
Seth!
That voice, why do I feel I know you?
Because you are my sun, my moon, and all the
stars! And with that, the spell broke. Seth never really knew what had happened. To him, everything had just been a dream. I don't remember anything. I remember talking to Leela and then...
It doesn't matter. Just come and be with me forever.
And so, as Leela watched sadly, Seth and Clover left the kingdom and traveled to the palace where a priest was already waiting for them. I don't know what happened. All I know is that you are the one I want to love and marry. You are my true bride. And so, through all the hardships that came their way, Clover and Seth pushed through with their strong love for each other. Even if the world is full of wrongs or lies, there is only one power that is strong enough to drown it all out. And that is the power of love.